Testing 1 2 3. We are live. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It's the 10th of October. It's 11 a.m. Central European time. We have a big day today. We are going to try and go through some information which may or may not help you to make better decisions with your crypto investments. First of all, we're going to take a quick look at the markets. Then we're going to look at the DXY. If you don't know what the DXY is, I'm going to explain that to you in a couple of minutes. We're going to look at the ETH sale and what effect that could have on the charts. Then, depending on who you look at, we are anywhere between 170 and 200 days away from the halving. We're going to have a little look at where prices have been at this stage of other halvings and see if we can see where we think Bitcoin could go in the next 3 or 4 months. We're going to have a look at what Ben Cowen has to say about Bitcoin. Ripple has lost another member of its C class, so what's going on there? And then we're going to finish with Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger, some people call him a relic, some people call him a dinosaur. He's a very rich man. We're going to listen to what he has to say about crypto. And then, at the end, we're going to have our quiz, which is missing from the menu. So I'm going to update that very quickly to make sure we have the quiz. I thought something was missing off today's show, and it of course is the quiz. I'm going to try and get through the show on time today. I overran an awful lot yesterday. And for those of you who have not been here before, the picture of the very handsome gentleman in the bottom right hand corner is me. I stream mostly at 11 o'clock every day. Brogan joins me on Monday, Thursday and Saturdays for the show. This week we are travelling, so the show is a little bit more fragmented. I just want to say a few shout outs. Good morning, Hidden Agendas. Good morning, Web3 Superstar. And good morning, Scarlet Medusa. Welcome to the show. Thank you for popping along. Thank you for saying hello. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show. And if you do like crypto, please stick around. We are going to go through the markets. This morning, Bitcoin is back above 27.5. I said on several different platforms yesterday that we needed to hold 27,400 as support. That is the bottom of the bull market support band. And we did. We came down, we touched it. We were at 27.5 for a while. We're now back towards 27.7. I'm not going to cover Bitcoin today. I did that yesterday. Today we're going to look at Ethereum. There's some slightly bearish news about Ethereum. If we look at what's happened in the last 24 hours, Tezos is up, Cosmos is up, Clay, nothing really below that. And losers, again, 4% here nor there, is nothing really in crypto land. The market cap is down 1.07 trillion. We're down a whole 1.1% in the last 24 hours. Volume is up quite reasonable, but expect that because when you come off a weekend, Monday and Tuesday volumes are normally a lot higher than Saturday and Sunday, so expect that. And then we have the runaway train, which is Bitcoin dominance, has now gone over 50%. Again, I covered this. I don't know if I covered it on Monday or whether we covered it on Saturday, but Bitcoin dominance is going to go up over the next few months. So if you're going to back a single horse in this race between now and the end of the year, it would be Bitcoin, in my opinion. We don't need to talk about gas or anything like that. So I think the first thing we need to do is we need to get onto the news about the DXY, which I didn't think was first. I thought that Ethereum was first, but you know what? I've rearranged the show on myself without any knowledge. What is the DXY? The DXY, the Dixie as it is called, is the strength of the US dollar against all other major currencies. Go. So it's the strength against the euro, it's the strength against the pound, it's the strength against the yen. Why is this important? Because when the Dixie goes up, on the whole, Bitcoin comes down. And if you look, since July, the Dixie has been putting in this lovely little ascending line here, which of course hasn't done us or crypto any favors. However, we have hit a level of resistance and we are coming down. This is important. This helps Bitcoin. The DXY is generally seen as the strength of the US economy. I know it's the dollar index, but it's seen as the strength of the US economy. The stronger the economy gets, the weaker that Bitcoin gets. What we want to see is we want to see some kind of correction on the DXY. Now, the first thing to bear in mind is that when we get to 105.6, which we are pretty much there, if we get to here, one of two things is going to happen. We will bounce, which will be bad for Bitcoin, and we will continue up in that direction. That is not good for crypto. That is not good for Bitcoin, and that is not good for anything related to your crypto portfolio. Where else could we go? The next level down for me would be if we break through this, we will come down to this level of support, which we used as resistance back in May. That would put us at 104.3. Web3 Superstar thinks we're going to go to 101, which I believe is... Wow. No, I can't see that. 100... I mean, potentially in the long term, it will come down to 101, but in the short term, the two areas for me are here, and then the moving average. They're the two targets for me. If we break 105.6 and we come down to here, in the short term, that is great news for Bitcoin. So when you're looking at Bitcoin, one of the things we always tell you is to always look at the macro environment. Nothing should be... Don't look at Bitcoin on its own or crypto on its own. Look at what's happening in the world. We have a huge new conflict on our hands, which is a black stroke grey swan. We have the elections coming up. Every month that goes by, we're getting closer and closer to the election. We've seen that Kennedy is now going to stand as an independent. He's not going to stand as a Democrat. Is that going to damage his prospects? In my opinion, yes. However, all of these different macro environmental changes have a direct impact on the Dixie, which then has a direct impact on crypto. So one of the charts I would add to your portfolio of charts to look at is the Dixie. And remember, the most important thing is this direction is great for Bitcoin. Anything where we bounce off here and we go up, this is really bad for crypto. This is really good for crypto. So just bear in mind, when I look at charts and when I do these streams, there are other things that we look at that sometimes we include in the stream, just to let you know what our thinking is. So I want and I hope that we break 105.6 today and we start to fall, and then we should see some kind of short-term rally in Bitcoin. Now, again, I'm worried about time, so we're going to move on very quickly to look at Ethereum. Now, I'm not quite sure what is happening in the world of Ethereum. We had last week or the week before, we had Vitalik selling off a percentage of his Bitcoin, I'll bet not a lot of his Bitcoin, and he sold his Ethereum. So at the time I said he's got bills to pay, I'm sure he's got staff to pay, let's not worry about it too much. This is a little bit more concerning, and the Ethereum Foundation it says here it liquidates part of its holdings, but it seems to be quite a sizable chunk. Let me just make it a little bit bigger so you can read. Too big. So Tuesday witnessed a noticeable drop in Ethereum's price, with CoinMarketCap listing it at $1,577, a 3% down. The slump comes in the wake of the Ethereum Foundation's trading of 1,700 ETH. So they basically sold 1,700 ETH. The Ethereum Foundation's financial statement revealed that it held approximately 395,000 ETH as of April 2022. Following the recent sale, it now only holds 316,000 ETH, valued at $500 million. Ethereum makes up 99% of its holdings. The one thing I would say about this is that businesses have operating costs to pay. They have staff to pay, they have heating and lighting to pay, they have a lot of things to pay for, and sometimes things can be taken out of context. What I would say is there's something niggling at the back of my mind about Ethereum, and I don't know what it is. It's coming up against a lot of bearish news. Charles Hoskinson has said that they're copying Cardano. Vitalik won't stake his Ethereum because he doesn't trust the staking process. There are moves by people to become bigger validators, and therefore getting more vote in how Ethereum is maintained. It's just not quite there for me, and I'm not sure why. So for me, there's something going on at Ethereum that I don't think we know about. And this is, this is standard news. That they obviously need to pay, they obviously need the income. That's fine, but I read a lot of news and I look at a lot of news that I don't include in the stream. And I've told you this before, I get a feeling of what the news is. And I said a few weeks ago the news was very, very bullish. I've got the feeling that we're going through a bearish phase of news, and it seems to be targeted specifically at Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's not bearish news about Solana or Cardano or Ripple. It's bearish news about the two major cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin I can't understand because we know where we are in the cycle. If you don't know anything about the cycle to do with Bitcoin, don't worry about that. We are going to cover it in the next article, and Ben Cowan's going to cover it as well, so we are going to go through it. But I know Web3 Superstar prefers Solana. He's a big Solana maxi, we know that. But I just get the feeling there's something not quite right. So if we go back to the chart that I always refer to, we've been in a kind of descending channel since April. So since April, which is roughly 6 months ago, we've seen this downward action by Ethereum, where we've put in lower lows, we've put in lower highs with the occasional breakout to the up and the downside, and we're now coming to the bottom of this channel. So if I move this down here to show you what I'm talking about. Now, again, I mentioned this yesterday as well. One of the big things about a lot of the altcoins is there appears to be a day of reckoning coming up that coincides with the end of the year. If you look at this downward channel now, we're probably going to do something like this, by the way, for the rest of the year. Now, if you look, and I connect these lines up, and I was never the best at art in school. This is the 30th of December that this downward channel meets this long-term trend line. We had the same thing yesterday when we were looking at another one of the altcoins. Everything seems to be heading towards the end of the year for either a breakdown or a break up. And people are very negative about Ethereum, saying, you know, it's lost 3%. It has, but you know, bear in mind, this is its moving average. We've come up, we've held the moving average, above the moving average for a long time. We held it all the way up till July. I think this was partly fueled by the switch from proof of work to proof of stake. So if you look at what's happened, we've been bouncing along, using it in it like a trampoline, bouncing along, and then we got to August and we basically fell through. Now what's happened is we've tested the bull market support band. What happens if we don't break through? We come back down. So this was always on the cards. What's going to happen next? We're going to come back up and we're going to test it again. And guess what? We're not going to break the bull market support band. We're going to come down again. That's what's going to happen until something breaks this circle. So there's something going on with Ethereum. It's losing value, and it's been losing it now for 6 months. If you compare this to Bitcoin over a similar period of time, it's lost a lot more than Bitcoin. The one thing to bear in mind is there's potential for bullish divergence here. This is on the daily. So there is daily bullish divergence, kind of, and that's why I would expect us to see a rally back up towards 1670, around that level there, maybe test the bull market support band, fail again, and come all the way down to about maybe 1500. That's what I can see happening for Ethereum. There's something not right. There's something wrong behind the scenes at Ethereum, and I don't know what it is. And no matter how much Web3 Superstar puts into chat about Solana, I will cover everything I can in as fair a way as possible, Mr. Web3 Superstar. So how is this going to help you? I think we're at the bottom of the channel. We could move up. We could move up potentially to 1690, 1700. So you're only going to be making 5% there, if that. So you might want to think about maybe longing Ethereum at this price, because I don't think we're going to break down below this line. We have followed it. There's potential for it to do this as well. That's another possibility, and maybe touch a little bit lower. But we are oversold, and we're just coming out of the oversold territory. So that's where I see Ethereum. I won't cover it again now, probably until day is it today? Tuesday. I might cover it Thursday. No, I might cover it Friday or Saturday. But now, again, we overran a lot yesterday, and I want to make sure that I don't overrun. Yep, ETH is good, but nothing is perfect. Bitcoin isn't perfect. Ethereum isn't perfect. Remember, there is the triangular problem that all networks face: speed, decentralization, and security. And what Ethereum is based on is decentralization and security. That's why you have so many layer 2s that sit on top of Ethereum, like Polygon, for example, to help batch process the transactions, because Ethereum is too slow. Okay, let's move on to the halving. So for those of you that don't know, or are new to crypto, or don't understand what the halving is, every 4 years, roughly, the amount of rewards, block rewards, paid to Bitcoin miners is halved. This happens in the April, May of the year, and then by the December of that year, you start to see the supply shock, because you're halving the amount of Bitcoin that is being awarded, which halves the amount of Bitcoin being sent to exchanges to be sold. And it takes about 6 months for that shock to start to take effect. And then it takes another year for us to hit the next all-time high. So there's 18 months, roughly 18 months, from the halving event to the next all-time high. That's the rule of thumb. That isn't written in stone. It's not one of the commandments. It can change, but bear in mind we are now only 200 days away, or if you read other reports, 170 days away. It doesn't really matter where we are significantly closer than we were at the start of the year. Right, let me very quickly update the app. So if you give me 30 seconds. One thing I would love you to do, the chat seems to have calmed down today, is drop a comment into chat. Let me know where you are. Apart from Web3 Superstar, I know where he is. He's sitting in his Solana living room with his Solana posters on the wall. Let me know where you're watching from, what you're doing, what you're up to. Let me go back in. Oh, I'm back in now. Let me do this. The one thing I have noticed is that there's a lot of exchanges that are having to restrict the UK from access to our streams. There isn't really a lot we can do about this. So in terms of a lot of our UK viewers are unable to watch the streams at the minute. So I'm going to try and find a way for them to be able to watch us. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to communicate that yet, but I am going to be working on it. So if you know anybody in the UK that watches our streams that can't access it on any of our exchange platforms, then I am going to be working on a solution, and I will put that on Telegram and Discord. Right, dropping a box. In 1 minute. Go. Should be there. Okay, that's done. So the Bitcoin halving is 200 days away. This happens every time. Is it time to double down? Well, first of all, one thing that you should always do is humans, if you forget crypto for a minute, humans have patterns built into their lives. The universe is based on patterns. Because the universe is based on patterns and we are part of the universe, we create our own patterns in life. Whether that be in stock market, whether that be in crypto, whether that be in anything, we subconsciously reinforce patterns. It's a little bit like what's the word for it? We are the creators of our own destinies by being who we are. Now, when it comes to crypto, you should always look at the previous cycles to give you an indication of where we should go. Never take anything as gospel, but look at what's happened in the past. If we don't learn from our history, we're going to keep making the same mistakes. And that's a good rule of thumb for crypto. You should look at where we are. So Bitcoin is 200 days before halving, a supply shock that historical patterns show that prices tend to rally, even clearing previous all-time highs once it happens. In a price chart shared by the Scalping Pro on October 9th, the analyst appears to suggest that the world's most valuable coin is in the early stages of not only breaking above 2021 highs, but registering new highs after the network halves in 2024. So this is what I'm saying about we need to learn from history. And if you look at where we are today, we are down 60%. We were down 60% in 2019. We were down 65% in 2015. And then look at what happened after that 200-day countdown began. In every single instance, we have seen the price start to rally. You can forget what happened in 2020 because that was a black swan. And we know what the black swan was, and for various reasons I can't say out loud what that black swan was, but we know why that happened. Without that black swan, Could we have gone higher than we did? Possibly. If you look at the chart and you follow the line, we possibly could have gone to maybe 100,000 in the previous all-time high. So rather than being 69, we could have got to 100,000. Now, because of what happened, diminishing returns comes into play, and we start to say, well, are we not going to get to the 2x, 3x that we've done in the previous all-time highs? And of course, we're probably not, because, you know, Bitcoin is a far bigger asset than it was 9 years ago, 8 years ago, whenever it was. So you've got to bear that in mind. But in every instance, we have seen the price rally from where it is today. And I think this 200-day halving countdown, I think this is very, very significant. I am not saying that as of tomorrow the price is going to go to $30,000, $40,000. What I'm saying is that if you look here on the charts and here on the charts, this was the bottom. This was the bottom. We had the bottom, which I believe was somewhere around July, August last year. That was the bottom, where we hit 18,000, 17,000, wherever it might be. We've recovered an awful lot since then, but we're still down 60%. So why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because I believe that we're going to see a rally going into the end of the year. And I'm expecting that to take us to about 30 to 32,000. It's not a huge rally. I'm not saying 40,000. I'm saying 30 to 32,000, which at this moment in time is only 10 or 15% from where we are now. So that's what I'm expecting to happen between now and December. I'm expecting the news, as I said before, the news at the moment is bearish towards Bitcoin and Ethereum. Which point is it going to start to turn bullish? Is it going to be the ETFs? Is it going to be the ceasefires? Is it going to be the pause or reduction in interest rates? So many things come into play that you can't just look at this chart and say we're going to 50,000 by December, because we don't know. So it's good to look at this, because we've created this pattern. We created Bitcoin. We created the 4-year cycle. We've created the cycles that you see in the stock market. So we need to take this into account when we look at where we're going to get to, because we've made this. So this was the best chart I could find to highlight where we are now. And as you can see, we are 8 years on and the pattern is the same. Up from here, up from here. It can only be up from here. So I'm not saying that we might not go to 25,000 or 26,000, but bear in mind I said we were going to hit 23,000 last month and this month and then recover by the end of October. We didn't break that $25,000 level. That's held. And now I can't see downward momentum pushing us down, other than a massive escalation in conflict. That could be the black swan that replicates what happened in 2019. In 2019, we dropped. Could that happen in the next couple of months? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. If it doesn't happen, then we should replicate 2019 and 2015. Now, we don't probably need to read any more of this because we're going to run out of time and I don't want to get too technical. So let's have a look at Ben Cowan. Now, Ben Cowan, for me, is one of the top commentators on Bitcoin. He is somebody that I have a lot of respect for. I watch a lot of his videos. He's a good guy. And I'm not going to tell you to go and watch him because I'm on various platforms. So he believes that the most brutal part of the market cycle is now unfolding for crypto markets. Now, obviously, he talks about everything bleeding against Bitcoin. And what he means is that everything loses Satoshis against Bitcoin. He's not saying everything goes down in price. He's saying everything loses value against Bitcoin. Lag. Let me have a look. Have a look. Should be okay. Let's try again. Maybe it was this article loading, who knows. So Cowen has told his followers that Bitcoin's dominance, or its total share of the crypto market cap, is now going up as risk appetite for the asset class declines. We've been discussing this phase of the market cycle for a while, namely where Bitcoin drops, but Bitcoin dominance goes up because altcoins are dropping more. It's always the most brutal part of the market cycle. So let me try and explain this in a simplest way as possible. When we have the halving and when we have the run up, all eyes are on Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin price goes up. It goes 30, 32, 35, 40,000. So if Bitcoin goes up 50%, and let's pick one, ADA goes up 40%, ADA might now be worth 40 cents, and Bitcoin might now be worth $38,000. So everything has gone up against the dollar. But what Cowen talks about is how much ADA loses against Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin has gone up 40% and 50% and ADA has gone up 40%, ADA has been performing worse by 20%. So it bleeds against Bitcoin. So as you can see here, this is the price of this coin against Bitcoin, not against the dollar. That's what he's talking about. And what he means is that if you're going to invest in altcoins, you're going to lose the return that you would have got if you'd have solely kept your money in Bitcoin. So your $1,000 of ADA might be worth $1,300 or $1,400. What he is saying is that money, if it was in Bitcoin, would be worth $1,500. So you would have gained an extra $100 by holding your capital in Bitcoin. Because in the cycles that go through, we have the bear market, then we have the accumulation phase, which comes just after the bear market, or the bear market bottom, sorry. Then we have the Bitcoin run-up. And after the Bitcoin run-up, we have the alt season. That is where the altcoins outperform Bitcoin. Now, ADA, BNB, DOT, Ethereum are all going to have their moment to shine. But what Ben Cowen talks about is, why are you bothering with all of these altcoins? Just buy Bitcoin. Sit on Bitcoin for the next 18 months or 2 years. Wait for Bitcoin to hit its all-time high. And then you sell your Bitcoin into Ethereum, ADA, Aave, BNB, whatever else it might be. Because you will have more money than if you simply build a portfolio now. That is his argument. I am not saying I agree with that argument, but that is his argument. I'm still a believer in 60% Bitcoin dominance. It could be slightly different. It could be 59%. It could be 63%. And some people say, well, what about the stable coins? I think the stablecoin market is why it doesn't go to 65 or 70%. As we went through, maybe on Friday when I did the stream, I went through Bitcoin dominance with and without stablecoins to show you how that works. So if you've missed that, check that previous video out. Cowen also weighs in on Ethereum and predicts that Ethereum Bitcoin will grind its way down to the 0.037 level. So what that means is that you will only be able to buy 3.7% of a Bitcoin per Ethereum, which is about $1,000. At the time of writing, yes, but if the price of Bitcoin goes up, it might be $1,300, $1,400, which doesn't actually take it too far away from what I said when I looked at Ethereum before. So Ben Cowan he's not a Bitcoin maxi, don't get the wrong end of the stick with him, but he simply looks at it from a maths point of view, and why buy anything other than Bitcoin? That's his argument. Why buy anything other than Bitcoin when on the whole everything will lose against Bitcoin at this point in the market? That's what he's trying to say, and he has got his merits. I don't agree with him, and I don't agree with him because you can't time the market to perfection. If you do buy all of your Bitcoin and you do miss out on the ADA or Ethereum gains, because what should happen is ADA and Ethereum will increase in value, and Solana for Web3 Superstar who's watching. If Solana is $23 today, Solana could very well hit $230 in the bull run. That's a 10x. Bitcoin isn't going to do a 10x in this bull run. It will hopefully do a 4x. So my argument is that if you cannot time the market, what is wrong with accumulating Solana at this price? If Solana is going to go up tenfold and you can't time the market to perfection, buy Ethereum, buy Solana, buy ADA now at these prices. At 25 cents for ADA, it's a steal. 50 cents for XRP, it's a steal. Ethereum could go lower, but it's still cheap. Now, if ADA goes to $3, it's a 12x. So, where I disagree with him is that for somebody who watches the charts every day, you should hold Bitcoin and nothing more, because you can understand where the market's going to go. For people watching this that want to make money in the next bull market, personally, I believe you should accumulate the coins that you believe in. Solana, XRP, Aave, Cardano, BNB, whatever it might be. Because these prices are going to be multiples higher than Bitcoin will go up. So if you're happy to hold these coins for the next 2 years, buy them today, don't sell them, and hold out for the alt season. Because if you miss the Bitcoin top and you start to sell Bitcoin at the wrong price and then you buy into Ethereum on a pump, you're not going to get the same increase in value that you would do if you accumulated them now. That's where I disagree with him, because he looks at this on a daily basis and you may not. You might not look at this every week, you might look at this every month. So that's where I disagree with him, and that's why I think for people like me who watch the markets, or Web3 that watch the markets, this is great advice. But for people who are new to crypto, don't be sucked into just buying Bitcoin, because if you want to 10x your money in the next bull run, you're not going to do it with Bitcoin, because that would put Bitcoin at $275,000, and I can't see that happening unless we have every single duck in a row. Then we might get there, but don't expect a $270,000 Bitcoin. Expect a $90,000 to $100,000 Bitcoin, and then look at the altcoins and see which ones of those will outperform that and buy them. That's my advice. It's not financial advice. That's my opinion on what I am going to do. Now let me move on. The menu is out of date. Now I have updated that, so we should all be on the same page. Remember where you are, say hello, let me know how you're doing, what you're up to. Chat is a lot quieter since the UK was banned, which I don't like to see. So feel free to join in. A big shout out. Welcome Jane, welcome Miralay, welcome Lidong, welcome SC1907. Thank you for joining. Remember, I haven't said this yet, but if you are new to our channel, do us all a huge favour. Smash the like button and give us a follow. That's how we grow. We don't expect tips. We don't expect anything from you. Tips are nice, of course, it helps pay for the channel. But where you can help us for free is following and liking our content. That is all we ask for. Now, we've had a lot of negative news about people leaving companies. One exchange in particular has lost a lot of staff in the last 2 months. And I said at the time about that you can't expect everybody to stay in a company forever, especially in a new industry like crypto. What you tend to do is you find people that hop positions to move their way up to CEO standards. So for example, yesterday I made a video about a cryptocurrency, which I'm not going to mention the name of because I don't think it's listed on exchanges, but I reviewed the white paper and then I reviewed the LinkedIn profiles of the CEO and the COO, and it is clear as day that what they have done is had a position for 2 years, moved on, had a position for 2 years, moved on. And 8 years down the line, 7 years down the line, they're now CEO and COO and CFO of companies. That's what you do in a new industry. You move your way up very quickly. It's not like traditional business where you're stuck in a job for 15 years. This is a new industry. You hop. Look at the timing of the CFO leaving. Okay. Did he leave before the court case was over? No. Did he leave before the appeal was denied to the SEC? No. He's left when everything has settled down. The perfect, ideal time for him to leave is now. It wasn't 6 months ago or 12 months ago, because the SEC would have used that as evidence that it's a fraud. The SEC would have used that against Ripple to say you can't hold on to your staff because they all know something. He left when they'd won the case. So this is massively bullish news. If he didn't leave before the decision and he didn't leave before the rejection of the appeal, he's clear as day leaving because he knows there's nothing on the horizon that the SEC are going to win. So take this as bullish news. So Campbell announced her departure to join a healthcare company amidst the SEC battles. Campbell joined Ripple in April 2021. As I said a minute ago, people stay in jobs for a couple of years and then leave. She's been there for 2.5 years. You add 2.5 years to April 2021, and what have you got? You've got October 2023. So Campbell is clearly a professional looking to move their way up the corporate ladder. Her exit coincides with several executive departures from other exchanges. Now, I'm not going to read too much more into this because we're running out of time. All I'll say is, football clubs, soccer clubs, American football clubs, they have a high turnover of staff because in their industry it's results driven. In the crypto industry, it's driven by the fact that it's a new industry and there aren't enough people in the industry to fill the positions. So she's not moved at the wrong time, she's moved at the right time. Take this as bullish news. Don't take it as anything other than that. If you hear about, there are exceptions. Okay, there are exceptions. If the owner of a large crypto exchange was to leave, that would be incredibly bearish. Okay? If the head of production leaves another crypto exchange, or if one of the founding members but not the most important member of a blockchain leaves, that's not bearish news, it's just life. That's just what happens. So let's not worry too much about that. Let's move on. We've got a couple of minutes left. So Charlie Munger is a great friend of the channel, and by friend I mean we take great pleasure in looking at his comments because he doesn't mince his words. And much as I don't agree with him, he is a far richer man than me. He's invested in far better companies than I have over his years, and he knows what he's talking about, except when it comes to crypto, in my opinion. We think he doesn't get it. So let me get through this and get to the quiz. So Charlie Munger of Berkshire Hathaway. Now, who do we know Berkshire Hathaway from? It is, of course, the man himself, Warren Buffett. He's reported to say most digital assets, including Bitcoin, will ultimately go to zero. Speaking at Zoom's Zoomtopia conference, Fortune reports that the 99-year-old vice chairman says that investing in crypto is stupid. Don't get me started on bitcoins. That was the stupid investment I ever saw. Most of those investments are going to zero. In 2021, he wished it had never been invented. Believe me, the people who are getting into cryptocurrencies are not thinking about the customer, they're thinking about themselves. And I'm sure that when Munger invests in companies, he's thinking about his customers and not thinking about themselves either. He also remains firm in his stance that AI is getting more attention than it deserves. I think it's getting a huge amount of hype, and I think it's probably getting more than it deserves. We've always had AI, where software creates more software, and of course that's very useful, but we've had it for a long time. He clearly doesn't understand technology. At the 2023 shareholder meeting, Munger said that he was not buying into the hype surrounding AI. I'm personally skeptical of some of the hype that has gone into AI. I think old-fashioned intelligence works pretty well. So, one thing I would say about this is that I'm trying to think of how not to sound too insulting. It's when you're not involved in technology, you look at it from the outside world and you don't realise the use of it. And because of that, when you're in a position of great wealth and great attention, you can make comments that make you appear stupid. We can go back over the history of mankind to the invention of the train, where if the train goes more than 30 miles an hour, your insides will explode. The fact that you can't fly an aeroplane because the gravity will kill you. You can't go to the moon, that's a different story. You can't do this because seems to be the common theme amongst these old guard. So what he clearly doesn't understand is that Bitcoin is an uncensorable, immutable store of value. He is also right in saying that 95% of cryptocurrencies will fail. They will fail. The same way that 95% of internet businesses failed in 2001, 2002, 1999. It just happens because it's a new industry. But he doesn't, I think if he spent a couple of hours with somebody in crypto to explain it to him, I think he'd understand it more. And I think when you read these articles, you have to understand his age, his background, his history, to understand that he doesn't know everything. They missed all the tech stocks, don't forget. They missed out on Netflix. They missed out on Amazon when it first started. They get Tesla because Tesla makes things. They get Apple because Apple makes things. But anything that's computer or service related, they just don't get. They don't like gold for the same reason it doesn't make anything. They like farms, they like Apple, they like things that are being made. Bitcoin doesn't make anything, and they don't understand why it's a store of value. They don't understand the basic principles of money are that it needs to be transferable, it needs to have a perceived value, it needs to have trust. Bitcoin ticks most of the boxes. And if you had a race between Bitcoin and the US dollar for what's the best store of value, the American dollar is never going to win because they print it into obscurity and they print it out of existence. So I try not to laugh too much when I read articles like this, but it's good to understand that there are a group of people probably in their 70s, 80s and 90s that just don't get crypto, and they never will. But don't let that detract from what you are doing, which is hopefully making yourself generational wealth. And now we will move on to the quiz, and hopefully some of you will actually be able to communicate with me, because so far today, because of this carpet ban on the UK, I think half of our viewership has vanished into space. Right, let me crack on. So for those of you that are new here, we have our show, which is fairly heavy. It's a lot of crypto, it's a lot of big words, it's a lot of things which, you know, if you're new to crypto, you might not get. So we have a little fun little quiz at the end, you know, just to relax. Especially myself, I've been talking now for 50 minutes, so this is a bit of fun. And hopefully Tariq is here. I can't see anybody in chat. Again, the chat is flooded with spam. It's ridiculous. So let's have a look at starting the quiz. All you have to do, by the way, to enter the quiz is put the actual answer into chat. So wherever you are, and it doesn't matter, put your answer into chat and I'll give you a shout out. Now, Web3 got everything wrong, except for yesterday or the day before, where he managed to get everything right. So I think today's the day that Web3 starts to get some questions right. Okay, let's start the quiz. And this is the easiest question I'm going to ask today. And because there's so few people in chat, I'm going to ask easy questions today. So all you have to do is put the answer in lowercase and I'll give you a shout out. So, is Bitcoin, is it proof of work or is it proof of stake? Is Bitcoin the world's biggest cryptocurrency? Is it proof of work or proof of stake? All you got to do is drop your answer into chat and you have won. You've won my admiration. You've won my time. And most importantly, we've helped to educate more people than we did at the start of the show, which is what we're all about. If you look at the scroll bar, the side of my beautiful big head, you will see that we try and provide you with news and information every day. The motto of this channel is not to make you rich, it is to stop you from becoming poor. By doing that, we hopefully make a difference in your life and in crypto adoption. We stop you from investing in scams as best we can, and we tell you to avoid lots of other things such as NFT scams and things like that. We try our best. Okay, so who has got this right? Let's have a look. 20 odd people so far. Anonymous user, Captain Nazarol, Crypto Mafia. Tariq has won. Tariq is back in chat. Solosky or Solosky, congratulations. And we have Scarlet Medusa, proof of work. It is indeed proof of work. Proof of work is, of course, where you have lots of computers around the world trying to solve very complex mathematical problems. To solve the problems, they then get rewarded for being able to add that block to the blockchain, and they get their Bitcoin as a reward. Proof of stake has validators around the world where you can stake your crypto, you can deposit your crypto. That helps to secure the network, and you are paid a reward for staking your crypto. That's the difference. So one involves miners solving complex problems, the other is validators validating the transactions. We're not going to get too complicated and start talking about zero knowledge rollups and things like that. We will stick to the easy ones. And for those of you asking for the next question in chat, I talk while I am typing the questions in. So there is going to be another one. And I'm not going to try and catch people out. As I said, there's not many people here today because the UK has been banned. Okay, next question. Remember, the answer has to be in lowercase. What is the surname of Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum? I know he started Ethereum with Gavin Wood and Charles Hoskinson. I know that. But I only have a limited amount of space to ask the question. So what is the surname of Vitalik? Probably the most famous Ethereum person there is. Welcome Antalya, or Antalya? I can't pronounce that name. So what is the surname of Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum? Just put the answer into chat while I have a nice drink of very strong coffee. For those of you that don't know what surname is, it is the last name of Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum. Nobody's got this right. Nobody has got this question right. Two people got that question right. The answer is, of course, Buterin. Tariq, congratulations. You have saved the day. He is indeed called Buterin. Vitalik Buterin is the little Pikachu outfit wearing founder of Ethereum. Scarlet Medusa, congratulations, you got that right as well. Tariq, the monkey didn't get you. I think the monkey did well. I know you didn't win a lot. Not a lot I can do. Tariq, I'm afraid. Right, next question. Also, for those of you that are on certain platforms, just to let you know, we stream in multiple places. So if you're not seeing the person talking to me, it's because they're in a different place. I'm not insane. There are not little voices floating around in the sky that I'm talking to. There are multiple platforms that I stream on. So if I say Web3 Superstar, or if I say Scarlet, or if I say Tariq or Adil, they're in different places. So let's ask the next question. What is the first name of the founder of Cardano? What is the first name of the founder of Cardano? All you need to do is type the answer into chat and you have won. I am not as mad as a box of frogs, thank you. And I haven't seen you here for ages, Eben. If you came here every day, you'd learn so much more about crypto. Web3 Superstar, I will ban you from chat if you get involved. Tariq, Eagle Wings, you are correct. Humania, you are also correct. Priyanka, well done. Mohammed. Congratulations. I think in total, about 12 correct answers there. Thank you for the, I don't know what they are, Shamrocks, Johar, thank you. I think Scarlet Medusa is cheating. I think this person is going to Google and typing in the answers. So it doesn't count. You're cheating. I will ask a harder question in a minute. So who has got that right? Let me check. Let me check who hasn't cheated to get that right. Tariq, Priyanka, Eagle Wings, Mohammed, Humania, and Bilawal. I can't pronounce the rest of your name. I'm really sorry. Congratulations to you all. Now, I'm going to ask a question that you should know. Total supply of Bitcoin, the total number of Bitcoins that will ever be produced, is that 21 million? Is that true or false? Are there only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin? Is that true or false? All you have to do to answer this question is put true or false into chat, and you have won. Tariq, Eagle Wings, Genobar, Romania, User 40, User 04, Sololski. Absolutely correct. Oh, yeah. I'm getting too old for this. Few seconds left. Total supply is 21 million Bitcoin. Is that true or false? Let's see who got that right. Anonymix, Eagle Wings, Priyanka, Tariq, Genobar, Bilawal, Sumro. I really could have to think of a nickname for you, because I've got your name horribly wrong about 3 times now. So congratulations to you all. I'll ask a couple of more questions. You didn't get the reward. You should have got the reward. That I know why you didn't get the answer has to be in lowercase. You put the answer with a capital T. You put capital T, you won't win. It has to be in lowercase. That's why you didn't win. Next question. Okay. Next question. The current supply of Ethereum is 500 million. Is that true or false? The current supply of Ethereum is 500 million. Is that true or false? And give Web3 and Scarlet a little bit of a clue, and that is to look at your screen. That is what I would say. Is the total current circulating supply of Ethereum 500 million? Is that true or false? Remember, if you put a capital T or a capital F or true or false, you are not going to win. Remember, the answer has to be in lowercase. Five seconds left. The answer is, of course, false. The current circulating supply of Ethereum is only 120 million, as can be seen if we hover over Ethereum there. 120 million, 250,000. Web3 Superstar, you're not letting others win. You simply do not know the answers. Do not lie. So who has got that right? Eagle Wings again, Genobar, Theobald, Tariq. Tariq nearly got taken out by the RNG monkey yet again. Black and Bloody Soft, BST Soft, Ui Atta, I can't pronounce that name, I'm afraid. Kinsey and Solski, congratulations to you all. Hello Kamal, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. Remember, wherever you are, the most important thing is to hit the like button, press the follow button, and say hello in chat. That's all you have to do. Unless you're Web3 Superstar, and then you put pretty little icons on the screen for me, which is lovely. Zendaya, can we refrain from posting the flags of nations in chat? This is not a political stream. This is a crypto stream. Thank you very much. It's been very difficult the last couple of days to do this stream and not mention anything to do with it. And the last thing I want is to have to ban people in chat for that. Thank you. Next question. What is the surname? And this one is for Web3 Superstar because he comes every day, comes to the stream every day, he tries his hardest. What is the surname of the owner of Tesla? What is the surname of the owner of Tesla? Zendaya, if you put the answer in with an uppercase letter, will not win. Everything has to be in lower case. I must say it about 10 times during the quiz. There we go, much better now. As soon as we hit midday, we get a stream of people coming into chat. Web3 Superstore, the answer is not Daddy, I'm afraid. You can call him what you want when you're on your own with him, but Daddy isn't the answer. The answer is, of course, Musk. The one and only Elon Musk is the owner of Tesla. Now, we managed to get 42 correct answers to that question. So midday seems to be the sweet spot for the stream, so I might have to switch. Because since they banned UK viewers, our viewing numbers have absolutely cratered. D-Roll, congratulations. Diana, congratulations. Tariq, you nearly got bit by the monkey again. Etty Mello, congratulations. Eagle Wings, Ailmain, Crypto Mafia, Vikram, IP Man, welcome back. You were taken out by the RNG monkey. And Zay Olive, congratulations to you all. The answer was, of course, Musk. Next question. And this is a number answer. All you need to do is put the number into chat. So, there is a gentleman called CZ, and whenever FUD is spread on Twitter, he takes a picture of himself holding up a number of fingers. What is CZ's number for FUD? You have to physically type the number in. You don't have to put the letters in, just put the number in. What is CZ's number for FUD that he puts up on Twitter? I think Web3 Superstar's losing it. Crikey, there's a lot of correct answers for this one. There was 44 correct answers on the last question. Let's see if we can beat that for this question. We've got 20 seconds left. We've already got 35 correct answers. 39 correct answers. Never know, we might hit 50 on this one. Web3 Superstar, you are correct. Let's see how many people got that right. 45 people got that one right, or 46 if you include the gentleman over there with daddy issues. Crypto Mafia, Brian, Ailmain, Sakina, Michael Rain, welcome back. Koala, Baran, Andy, it's lovely to see you. Dimitri, Mirza, nicely. Indea 1, Golden Cherry, nice name. Shady Art, Nemexus, congratulations to you all. Remember, I'm glad you've reminded me. Smash the like button wherever you are. We're only at 4,600 likes, and to put that into context, before the ban, we were getting 20,000 likes per stream. We are only at 4,600 likes, so please do me a massive favour, smash the like button wherever you are, and also don't forget to give us a follow. Smashing the like button would be greatly appreciated. Next question, homie. Yes, all in good time, all in good time. We can't sit here like robots and asking questions. I am certainly not the greatest quizmaster that's ever lived. This was only supposed to be a filler while we do our Q&As, but people enjoyed the quiz a lot more than the Q&As, which is why we do it. Next question then. So what I need you to do is give me the name of this token. I'm going to give you the ticker name, which is the short 3-letter name of a token. All you need to do is put the project name into chat to win. So what is SOL? S-O-L. What is SOL the ticker name of? What's the project with a ticker of SOL? Just type in the 6-letter name of this project and you will win. Thank you, Zendaya. My stream is amazing. That's only because I'm giving you free crypto. That's the only reason you're saying my stream is amazing. It's appreciated, however. It is appreciated. So what is SOL short for? What is the name of the project with SOL as its ticker name? Web3 Superstar, you are correct. Remember, the answer has to be in lowercase. So Thor Tarang, I think that's your name. I apologise if I mispronounced it. You need to type it in lowercase or you won't win. 23 correct answers so far. Welcome to the stream, Miss Zinning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to take part in the quiz. We are lovely people over here, apart from the spammers that always fill our chat full of rubbish. Apart from that, we are generally nice people. So 23 correct answers, or 24, sorry, correct answers, including Web3. Sophia, C-Roll, Pocky, Valkar, Crypto Mafia, Lucky Crypto Fortune, Tariq, Michael Rain. Well done, everybody. Tariq, why is the UK banned? So basically, the give me 1 second while I scroll up 1 minute. So Thor Ong, the reason you didn't get the box was you typed capital S Solana equals SOL. You aren't going to win. The answer has to be precise. It's not me, it's the way the quiz works. So if I say what is the project name of SOL, you have to type one word in lowercase SOLANA. That's it. Not Solana with capital S equals SOL. That's not going to win. It's not how. I'm not giving you the correct answer. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. It's a system thing. Why is the UK banned? Because as of the 8th or 9th of October, the UK outlawed the majority of crypto exchanges that weren't registered in the UK. So what that meant was that they blocked an awful lot of content on all of the platforms. And just to give you an idea, we would normally have about 4,000 viewers and about 12,000 likes by now. And we are currently at about 2,500 viewers and 6,000 likes. So banning the UK hasn't helped us, and I'm not quite sure how we need to be licensed to stream crypto information. But there you go. I'm sure it's going to work itself out in the end. So that's why it's banned. Right, last question. Because I have coffee to drink. And it's thirsty work making these streams. So next question. Let me ask something simple. So this is an easy one. What is the name of the token associated with Cardano? Can't say simpler than that. There's not that many people here. I'm not going to ask any chicken questions today. What is Cardano's token called? So what is the token associated with Cardano? Just put the 3-letter answer into chat. Coffee is a good idea. Exactly. Most of you are getting this right. Remember, you need to put the answer in lowercase. If you put a capital letter in it, you're not going to win. And somebody asked a question then that I need to answer. So NFT Rabbit, you've just put the answer in uppercase. It needs to be in lowercase, or you're not going to win. If you put uppercase letters, you're not going to win. I'm just telling you. Don't complain at me when you don't win. 31 correct answers. 32, sorry, correct answers so far. Who won? G006 Mohammed, 1999 Llama, Crypto Mafia Eve, Andy, Eagle Wings, Beta Tata, potentially, Madeline, Tariq, Michael Rain, Reb, Nick, well done, all of you. Give me one advice to make some USD, homie. I would say go and watch some of the paid AMAs. And in those paid AMAs, they give out big crypto big red boxes, big red letters, big red envelopes, whatever they're called. Go and watch some of that. That would be my bit of advice to you. So thank you all for coming. Bikram XRP, I did talk about XRP. I've talked about XRP on 2 of the last 4 or 5 streams. I can't do any more. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. Stream's supposed to go for an hour and a bit. How is the VCC going? Well, I had a meeting with Broken about it yesterday, and about 80% finished. So the registration process and all that kind of business all works. What we're doing now is we're going to start to build out the content of it. And once the content is built out, we will then start to invite people to use it. So that is it. Right, I'm going to say goodbye to you. Thank you all for coming. I am back at the same time tomorrow. I will be back at 11 o'clock Central European time. I'll be back tomorrow at 11. I'll be back probably, unless I'm traveling, I'll be back on Thursday at 11, hopefully with Brogan. What else do I have to say? Oh yeah, last thing, please like, subscribe. If you want to reward us or tip us, that's fine. It's not needed. But following us is the best way to help us. Also, if you want more content, go and check out some of our other places that exist in the internet, and give us a follow there as well. And with all that being said, thank you for coming. Thank you, Web3. Thank you, Tariq. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, all the regulars. I will see you all in the morning, and I'm going to drop a box now.